All right, so our full sim is done here, full res. Looks pretty cool. One of the things that jumps out to me here is that the kind of smoky layer is a little too present, is a little too, maybe it's too dense. It's also maybe too dark. It kind of looks blackish here. Um, so we're gonna want to lighten it up, thin it out. I figure we got all these, rigid pieces down here. They're kind of flat looking. We should add like a bump map to it. And yeah, that should about do it. And I think we'll be done. So let's do the smoke first. So let's go about to our out area here. I'm gonna copy and paste this guy and say, make like a test one here, just so we don't have to keep, turning all this stuff on and off. Let's start with doing some interactive renders of the smoke and have it over the ground. That way we can see that white background that we will get in the render. That's important for judging how these things look. Do mantra test, the one that we just did, render it. Actually, we should override the camera resolution. Okay. And let's choose actually a frame like 52 to see it. So here we go. So there it is. So it's kind of dark, as we said. Let's go over to the material for the pyro shader. Here it is. I would say let's make it a lot brighter. And that's what's nice about the interactive render, is that we can just quickly, without waiting for a full render, we're like, oh, that's, is that too bright? We don't have to wait for a full render to see if it's too bright or not. That's definitely too bright. So let's just go to like here. Somewhere right in the middle. Okay, cool. And let's make it like half as dense. I just want like a suggestion of dust. I don't need it to be overpowering. So something like that. Cool, well, that's enough. So that's the smoke. And then let's go back to this test thing here. Keep the ground. This time let's look at the rigid bodies, the main render there. So let's see, we might as well use the same frame. Let's see what that gets us. Let's get one that's got them closer to the camera. So this one I may actually need to use, go back to the full res for. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the full res. So let's just focus on some of these right here in the front. So again, yeah, so it's all flat and everything because of course there's really nothing extra going on there. Let's fly over to the, that's the inside. This is the inside shader that we were using. So we've got, we can keep the color, but over in the displacement tab, turn on, well first turn off true displacements. We don't actually want to spend the time to change the geometry of actually displacing it out. But let's just turn on, if true displacements is off, it's just gonna do a bump map. So let's see what that looks like. So it's doing it. And remember that this bump is based off of the rest point attribute that we had put into all that stuff earlier. So it's working. Let's reduce the frequency substantially. See what that looks like. So that's pretty okay. There's a lot of black spots on here, and that's probably because the amplitude is too high. Let's try going down to like 0.5 on that. We really shouldn't see anything like that. There shouldn't see any black spots in there. That's okay. Let's go down even further though. So that looks rock-like to me. So now we've got all this extra detail on the surface, but we don't have those black spots, and it just looks more interesting now. And that will track with the pieces as they move around, of course. I mean, there's dark spots, but they're not black spots. Cool. So now we just have nice detail on the rocks. Just makes it look more complicated. Let's stop that. And let me just see one more time. Was there anything else? No, I think that should do it. I mean, it's pretty good already. And I think with all the detail on these things and the smoke being less dark, we should be good to go. So let's render that. And we'll first come back to the regular mantra and update the, if you want to save it over the old version, or you can make it, save it on the new version. Either way. Cool.